Hey, 3, 2, 1, and we're live again. It's still Thursday, May 24th. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with part 2 of Notes on the News Feed. Somehow we lost the stream. I don't know how, I don't know why, but we're going to try to keep it going. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of those other good things. Okay, so welcome back in the stream. Again, I just said I don't know what happened and I don't know why. But you know, we back, we live. I think we were talking about Diddy. Okay, so just to reset, reframe, refresh. Dang, I had said I was gonna bring. I don't have any sage, but I got an abundance of incense. I'm something down here and reset the space and keep the vibration, vibrating. Kuji Chagalia is the Nguzo Saba for today, self-determination. So just self-determination, creating for self, doing for self, naming self, defining self, all of these things for self, not as in self like me, but self as in we. Oh, is it? I don't think the screen is flipped. I put my charger on because I thought what had happened at first was that I had lost my my memory, but or not my memory, but my power. But I don't know. So anyway, Kuji Chagalia and Nguzo Habaragani, and you say Kuji Chagalia. So I don't know, so I feel like if I look at almost all of the years of my life, when I looked at images of things that are celebrating Black people and about Black people, I often felt excluded. I often felt like it was rare for me to see, darker skinned women. It was rare for, all of the women that I saw for the most part had straight hair, or if they didn't have straight hair, their hair was way more loosely curled than mine. It was like there was something wrong with me and I wasn't a part of what's beautiful and wonderful and accomplished in the Black community. Oh, that's weird because my camera is still here. Now, one thing that I do wonder when I do my cards at the end, and I'm like, is it showing up right for you? And it shows up right when I look at the replay. Now, I don't know if it shows up right for you in real time, but in the replay, it shows up right. So maybe today it'll show up wrong because my camera is in the right place. Like where my camera is, the comments come over here, not camera, but I don't know what it is, but your eye is right there. But yeah, so if it's over here, I can read comments or try to stay, but if it's over here, things don't go well. So I feel like, yes, it's flipped. That damn coon ass fly was powerful. Now, I do have to admit that I did kill that fly over the break. The words behind you are reversed. Oh, that is so weird. And I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. I just came in the way I normally do. Oh, maybe I'll put a, hey, thank you. I appreciate support. Oh, I'm going to put a filter on. I don't know why. This is so silly. I am so silly. I should not be putting no filter on. This one is called Dance Party. Whoop, whoop. The other one was called Bubbles. This one is called Dream. This one is called Glamour. It just looked washed out. You love the bubbles. This one is called Beam. I can't see Beam. This one is called 8mm. Ooh, like an old-fashioned movie. Let's go with this. I'll stop playing around because I got places to go, people to see, things to do. You know that the, you don't know this, but the National Conference of Black Lawyers is celebrating, NCBL is celebrating 50 years. So the conference is going to be in Detroit. I think I'm going to help organize it. I'm going to go to the meeting tonight to see. But yeah, I think I'm here for it. So I feel like you got Sonia. You got Sonia. So yeah, so I don't know if, sometimes when I'm talking about like light-skinned people or light-skinnedness, if maybe it makes people feel hurt and excluded, but I just kind of, and I don't know, but like I just kind of feel like if he's like Black excellence and happens to feature some dark-skinned Black people, I feel like, well, it's high god daggone time. Like I don't know. Ooh, sepia. That's usually my favorite. Then I can feel like I'm like old fashioned and glamorous. I can't stop playing. Sketch. Haunted. Ooh, silver screen. Docu. Okay, I think I'm finished playing now. Dawn. Okay, let me go back to the normal thing. Stop playing. Okay, I'm quit. I said I'm quit playing. Footage clears Texas officer in alleged rape of black woman charged with DUI. Accuser's attorney apologizes. Welcome back, Bonafide. So, we heard about this story a couple days ago. The woman says that she was stopped for a DUI and that the man raped her. The officer raped her, and they've released footage, and it's like 2 hours of footage, they say, and there's no indication of a rape. And so I don't know. That's not, if the man did not rape her, or that is not good. That is not cool. That is not cute at all. So her attorney apologizes. So I guess her attorney feels like he or she does not want any part of it. I hate to hear stories like that because I feel like it doesn't exactly undermine the credibility of true stories for me, because I feel like you can't undermine truth. Like, truth is truth. It's just truth is the truth. You can't undermine the truth. The truth is just the truth. But I just kind of feel like let us be honest. And I feel like it's enough skit that we deal with out in the world that's real. I don't think we need to be making up no skit. And it's like always, like, you be looking at people like, why do you feel like you gotta lie? That's how I like, why? For what yeah. So yeah, she probably was a plant anyway. Oh, this is discharged, but now I can't charge that up because I got it on the thing, but I'm gonna take it off. Mess. A mess. If this was and now that I done played with those filters, they going across the bottom of my screen and they're so distracting. It's not awful, but a mess. In New Orleans jail, what you say, even in confidence to your lawyer, could convict you. So the people in jail, they talking to their lawyer on the phone. The conversations that they having on the phone with their lawyer are being recorded and used against them in court. I would say, is that legal? Although, legal is, but anyway, so that's what's going on. Yeah. New Orleans, NOLA. Is that legal? See, you said the same thing. And I asked my mother, the attorney, I'm like, is that legal? We talked about it. But basically, I don't even remember. Right. America is an evil empire. That's kind of where I left it. Like, legal is not really tightly associated with right and wrong anyway. Like, I just feel like it's so much mess and bull, and like, they set up these rules and the rules work for them, but the rules don't never work. I don't want to say they don't, but as soon as we start figuring out how to use the rules to work for us, hey, welcome back. As soon as we start figuring out how to use the rules to work for us, then those rules, they be like, oh shoot, we changing the game. Give me my ball. That ain't how you play, So yeah. And then people, like, the comments were awful on that article. That article came off of the Grio. And your front too. Korean restaurant owner puts hands on black employee over $800 refund. No charges filed. So this again is coming off of the Atlanta Black Star. And I'm also amused again. They say he put hands on him. That's like a black headline, right? They put hands on you. There are so many real victims of sexual assault who should be thoroughly disgusted by fake accusers, because tragically it could end up chipping away at their overall credibility. When you get sexually assaulted, I mean, it's such an uphill battle. Like, I feel like it's not like, yeah, we've made so much progress, and it's like I don't really think it makes a significant difference because it's so messed up already. I don't really think it could get much worse. That's what I'm trying to say. It's really, really bad, and I don't think it could get much worse. But yeah. So I don't know. The Korean restaurant owner put hands on black employee over $800 refund. And you know how you, yeah, so he putting hands on him now over $8 refund. I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if the employee should have gave somebody from the Korean owners, business owners perspective, should have given someone a refund that he didn't, or gave someone a refund that he, I don't know what the story is, but I do know, I don't know, I've never been in a workplace where someone put their hands on me over anything. Um, the white kid being attacked was fake. I don't know the fake Facebook video. I don't know anything about that. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe that's fake. I don't know. But yeah, you know, this ain't slavery days. No, you can't be putting your hands on people at work. Dallas entrepreneur, and that wouldn't really work. Separation from these people and their systems is the only solution for us. The answer for how to do that is not easy, but something. Dallas entrepreneur prepares free meals for homeless every week at her restaurant. So she shuts down one day a week and does meals and provides um, like it seems like when I first went away to school, when I would have leftover food, I would put it in a bag with some coins or some money and whatever else, and we would call it like a pack. We called it a bum pack, but we would when someone asked, we would give for something. That's what we would give them. And it seems like she has something, you know, probably a little more sophisticated. Her name is Paulette Johnson, and this is in South Dallas. She serves trays of food along with clothes, shoes. Wake up, wake up. We're waking up. We are waking up. We're waking up. We are. More and more of us are waking up every day. Our consciousness is increasing and growing. So they get the food along with clothes, shoes, and personal. That couldn't have happened in front of me. Has anybody ever been any place where anything happened? I always think about when I see statements like that, I always think about, like, you know, how, you know, a lot of us are like, now if I was enslaved, I'd have been, you know, I'd have been beaten and I'd have been doing this and I'd have been doing that. And I think that there definitely were people who were beating, resisting, fighting, doing this, doing that. Now, I don't think that we were all doing it all day, every day. I think that, you know, we picked and chose our battles. I think that there were some of us who from beginning to end never stopped fighting until, you know, I was killed or I was free. Some of us took breaks in between, but everybody wasn't, you know, some of us did witness some jacked up stuff and didn't do anything about it. Now maybe that, you know, gave us energy and gave us momentum to be more vicious and more, you know, clear. And the next time that I see some stuff like that go down, it's not going down in front of me. But you know, whenever I see that statement, I'm kind of like, and then I think of Daughters of the Dust in that line. I don't know if that line stuck out for anybody else, but it was like, I think when I saw that movie 29 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, when they said we are the children of those who chose to survive. And that's a whole different demographic in a way from the children of those who chose to jump off the side of the boat. Like, fuck, forget this. I'm about to jump off and kill myself. A lot of those people don't have children. But if you're the children of those who have chosen to survive, then there's like a mindset and a consciousness that's different, you know. Just like I can, when I'm like, to me, the way that Jamaica feels, I can feel that maroon, rude, warrior, you know, like problematic, hard energy in Jamaica. I can feel it. And when I meet Jamaicans, usually I can like feel that energy. And that's a whole different energy from that's a whole different energy from you know, some of the other stuff, you know. Um so she shuts it down once a week. I thought I was going to get an image of her. And I don't know if that's an image of her or not, but yeah, the restaurant is located at 1910 Martin Luther King. Boulevard, Dallas, Texas. So I'm assuming if it's on Martin Luther King, I've never been in any community in the country where Martin Luther King Boulevard was not in the black community. That's not saying that there can't be some communities where you know, some a business where Martin Luther King Boulevard or street or avenue is not black, but I haven't been there yet. And I've been, you know, to a couple of places, and I try to pay attention because I'm curious. So I'm assuming it's a black restaurant. So kudos to them, because that's exercising Kuji Chagalia, creating for ourselves. I know that address, be fat. Oh, you know the address. I was like, what kind of statement is that? Do you know the restaurant? Do you know the owner? Do you know the business? Marlon Wayans backs total boycott of Houston's until public apology. Policy is changed. So again, I'm not familiar with this chain. I think it's an upscale chain. I think this is the second or third time that I've heard about it, and I've only heard about it in the context. You used to live in Dallas. I've only heard about it in the context of, you know, abusing and harassing black folks. So I've never heard anything good about it, and I feel like, you know, they can keep, for me, they can keep their apology, and they can keep, unless they're going to change their policy to be like, we here for black people, we love black people, we doing all of this for black people. They can't really do nothing for me. They ain't got nothing for me. So they can, you know, keep that, you know. So yeah, they could do a whole bunch of stuff, and I would never go. If I ever saw a Houston's, I would look at their menu because I'm curious and I like to look at a menu, but I would never go into that establishment because it's already set in my mind, you know. And I'm looking for establishments that have black folks in them, and that I think, you know, if I don't know them to be for me, if I think this might be a place that's for me and my people, that's the only place I want to give any energy to, i.e. money. Texas urologist refuses to treat black paraplegic who filed lawsuit against his son-in-law. Right, that's why we're talking about it. It's been boycotted by him. I think they did some stuff to Tamar Braxton. I think she went in and they did something offensive. But yeah, now Marlon Wayans is saying that he wants a total boycott of them. Whatever. So this urologist, so this person had some blood in his pee. The people recommended first of all, Slade. First of all, okay. So this urologist is so this person found some pee in his blood. He went to the people. Everybody's like, you got to go see Joe Blow. You got to go see Joe Blow. You got to go see Joe Blow. Well, it does mean shutting it down permanently, except for the headline says a total boycott until public apology. So to me, that does not imply shutting it down permanently. Until public apology and policy is changed, that doesn't imply shutting it down permanently to me. So he found some blood in his urine, or somebody found some blood in his urine. And you know, and he went to the different people. Everybody's like, go to Joe Blow, go to Joe Blow, go to Joe Blow. He went to Joe Blow. Joe Blow is the urologist in his town, the top of the top, the best of the best white guy. Joe Blow, like, I can't treat you. He like, why can't you treat me? You ain't even look at my blood. How you know you can't? You ain't seen my urine. You ain't tested. How you know you can't treat me? Joe Blow is like, because you're suing my son-in-law. This man was engaged, had a suit of racism against the man's son-in-law. You know, saying, you know, you discriminated against me in the workplace, or whatever the situation is. I don't know. And so this guy is saying, I can't treat you. I guess he feel like it's a conflict of interest, or he feel like, you know, whatever. I'm not, you going after my family. So I agree 100% of Yapo. I don't even think we need to shut it down, Aaron. I think we just need to mind our own business. Don't worry about them. Just mind your own business. We got plenty of business to mind. So the urologist is like, look, I can treat whoever I want to treat, and I don't want to treat him, and I'm not going to treat him, and you can't make me treat him. And, you know, I feel like there are different layers of stuff going on. On one, I feel like, again, I certainly don't want anybody operating like, even the people who I don't know are against me. I probably don't want them operating on me because I'm like, are they here for me? Are they a part of my healing? Is this going to be a healthy interaction if I go to a doctor and they hate black people, even if they're like, hey, they might hate me. I don't know. I want to be around people who are, especially when we dealing with healing, who are here for me. I don't want, so definitely if somebody's like, I don't want to treat you, I don't want you to treat me. I'm not going to be just like, I'm not going to be like knocking on the door, please let me eat there. I'm definitely not going to be knocking on the door, please, can you treat me? If you don't want to treat me, you ain't got to tell me twice. I ain't gonna be up underneath the knife and have you deliberately, intentionally jacking me up energetically or whatever. But then I guess the other thing is I guess like in this small place where he is, like, what are his options? And I mean, I feel like that's not really an option because the man say he ain't gonna treat you, and he ain't got nothing for you, and you can die or not die, and he don't care. I mean, and you can't sue nobody and force them to care about you or to care or provide care to you, which is like sort of, police, doctors, lawyers, and we must be careful. So yeah. So that's like one layer of it. I feel like I don't know, I don't know why, when we're selecting doctors, when we're selecting people to provide services for us, are we deliberately seeking out black folks? Are we seeking out black folks and we're not able to find black folks? Like, do we just not have the consciousness to seek out not just black folks, but folks who are here for, I don't know. If you're in a small town, there may not be any black folks who are in any kind, I don't know how it works. But, that's a disturbing story to me because I just, yeah. And I feel like you should, yeah. Texas school shooting, Pakistan girl's body returned home. So we talked about the fact that there was an exchange student. So her body has been sent home. I don't know why. I just think that's just, and I feel like as much as I've traveled, I don't know how my mother felt like, is she gonna make it back alive? But I just, ugh. South Carolina politician says he was smeared by surfacing a black-based photo. So again, we were talking earlier about like how it's like a badge of pride, like, yeah, I'm a we had the one article where the man was, where when we were talking about barbecue Becky, the man was saying that he was so proud that he was a racist or a bigot or a racist or a bigot and proud of it, or and then this one, they taking pictures in blackface and he's all like, oh, but it's from my favorite movie and it's my favorite character. I can't remember what the movie was, but I'm like, that ain't even a good movie. I don't believe that's your favorite movie. Boo, I don't believe that. Shut up, I don't believe it. But they just be so excited to like, like, oh, I'm gonna put on blackface. Like any little opportunity, they be looking, I'm gonna put on blackface. Oh, it's an opportunity to use the N-word. I'm gonna use the N-word. Like how little kids are. Like, I don't know, when I first learned to cuss, I was cussing all the time. It was like I was just using it's like that. Like they just like, so these pictures have surfaced when he was in college. He has not apologized for them, which again, who cares if he apologizes or not? Although I do think that there is a matter of form and decorum. So I feel like whether you're sorry or not, if you're running for public office, to me, you should at least go through the motions. Although I appreciate it when people don't go through the motions because, I feel like that's real too. But, he did not apologize. He's just saying somebody's trying to spear me by, publishing these photos. But it's like, are you saying that they doctored the photos? No, you saying you took them like that and created them because that's what y'all love to do. I don't know if it's like, the child said on Potomac, this child just admires me so much. She just want to be like me. I don't know if that's why they be trying to, be so excited about being in blackface. And I don't know. French government orders evacuation of Paris migrant camp. So, we're not here for France. Dang, I haven't gone over to African Esquire. We are not here for France. And a lot of people have migrated there. And I guess there's a camp where people are living who, are, they're excited because they have no real consequences. Blatant racism is back in vogue. It's back in vogue. I'm so stylish. I'm a racist. I'm the height of style and fashion. It's innate to them. Um, so there's some migrant camps where people are like living because they don't really have any place to live. And I don't need their phony apologies. Just do you. Yeah, I think I kind of go back and forth. Whiteness is inherently evil. I think I go back and forth, because I feel like, yeah, if you're gonna stab me, just stab me in my front. And then when they stab me in my front, I'm like, "Ah, he just stabbed me. Did you see him stab me in my front?" So I don't know. I'm confused. I'm like, he just spit in my face. What? Did you see that? So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, theoretically, I'm like, yeah, just be who you are and do it in my face. And then when people do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. So I don't know. But I think the principle, I agree with the principle. Just be who you are. Now in practice, it gets a little, my feelings get a little hurt. But flight attendant was brought to tears by racist. Be you. Be racist. Be you. Be you. Be racist. Be racist. You. Flight attendant was brought to tears by racist passenger she was trying to help. And I don't know if she was like a newbie, scumbags. I don't know if she was like a newbie, but I imagine that she probably wasn't a newbie. And it's like, especially when you deal with the public, it's like you take and you take and you take, and you're exposed to a lot of stuff. And I think even like, when you do, like I notice in doing certain work where you're dealing with a lot of different people's energy, sometimes you think, oh, I got it all under control, I got it. And then every once in a while you realize, oh my gosh, I need to rebalance and center myself. I don't have it all under control. This is kind of getting to me, So I don't imagine that she was a newbie. I don't know if she was, but I feel bad for somebody who's crying at work, who's brought to tears at work by, ignorance, ugliness, foolishness, dum-dums. Dang, I said I was going to get a dum-dum, but I'm going to have to wait for somebody to give me one. But because I don't want to buy a dum-dum. Who wants to pay money for sugar and dye? I could make a fake dum-dum. Maybe I'll do a drawing of a dum-dum. I think she was black. I think it was I think it was international. The story is coming off of Atlanta Black Star, but for some reason I have the impression that the story that she was not like Black American. She might have been black, but from another country. Does that count? Is it only count if she's Black American? Tunisian airline, Tunis Air. A Tunisian pilot jumped to a flight attendant's defense after an agitated passenger hurled an outwardly racist insult at her. Gofrane Binous, a flight attendant for Tunisian airline Tunis Air, found herself in the middle of a squabble between two passengers while working a flight from Istanbul, Turkey, to the Tunisian capital of Tunis earlier this month. She wrote that the argument ensued because there wasn't enough storage space for one of the traveler's bags. When she walked over and tried to settle the dispute, one of the passengers directed their anger at her, shouting, "I don't need your help. The last thing I need is a black bitch of an air hostess." Ooh, air hostess. One of my little Jamaican kids years ago was like, "I want to be an air hostess." I'm like, I ain't never heard that term before. I think it's like not American. In the face of her contemptuous attitude, I began to cry. Oh, it was a woman. I assumed it was a man. Well, it depends. Some women cry all the time. Yeah. Some women are easier to cry. Some women are hard to cry. But yeah. Some people, TMZ host gets into it with comedian for saying the N-word to his face. Now I feel like I'm missing too much of the chat and I'm going to have to go back and read. And who has time to go back in time? I got to go forward. So just be quiet. I'm just joking. Don't be quiet. So the comedian, I guess, was the TMZ host, I think, is this young guy we're seeing a whole bunch of. I don't know if his PR people are on the case, setting him up as, you know, somebody for black people to pay attention to. But I had seen him on TMZ, and I don't want to say I never paid attention to him, because I did notice it's only 2 or 3 black people, you know, so I noticed him. But, you know, now Van got into it with a white comedian. But now it's like he just coming to our attention again and again and again, is like, you know, somebody who has a piece of common sense. So I don't know what happened in terms of the comedian used the N-word to his face. I don't know if the comedian referred to him as an N-word, or was just like, you know how it goes. And he like, that's no, hell no. I don't know. But anyway, I just think it's interesting that, like, now all of a sudden Van is supposed to be somebody progressive. The man, this person's name is Itai. Yeah, that's what I thought I just said, that he came to our attention. But anyway, yeah, if I didn't say it, yeah. Itai Dzamara, the man who stood up to Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe and vanished. So he was like, you know, I think he vanished a few years ago. He was standing up saying Mugabe gotta go or whatever, I don't know, and then he disappeared. Now, I don't like anybody to argue with me or disagree with me, but I don't know about disappearing people just because, you know, they disagree. He has his own show. He has a thing called the Red Pill Podcast. You can listen to him there. But I bet you he has a bigger, I bet you part of being able to build his personal platform is the work that he's doing on TMZ. He was one of the most outspoken critics of Robert Mugabe before his disappearance. 3 years later, his loved ones are still waiting for answers. Shefra Dzamara has not seen her husband, Itai Dzamara, for more than 3 years. Her life changed irrevocably on the morning of 9 March 2015 when he was abducted. Since then, she's lived a life in limbo, veering between hope and despair, unsure whether he's alive or dead. Despite his absence, Mr. Dzamara is still very much a presence in the house they shared off a quiet street. In the corner of her living room is a large frame photo taken in a park on a sunny day. 35 years old, a $2,000 reward. I wonder if he's on Black and Missing, if Black and Missing on Twitter does international things, or if they just do black folks in the country. So yeah, just peace to that family, and, you know, prayers out. You know, I'm not a fan of disappearing people. You know, I don't know if Mugabe disappeared him or not. You know, it might just be a coincidence. I don't know. Portland activist launches reparations event, giving black folks cold, hard cash from white donors. So it's like an after work mix and mingle, and I guess you could get $10. Milwaukee, that's coming off of Atlanta Black Star, if anybody wants to follow that story. Milwaukee police chief apologizes for officers' inappropriate actions against Bucks player Sterling Brown. Oh, that's probably the story I was probably hearing about. I'm like, the Bucks? He played for the Bucks? What kind of name is the Bucks? But yeah, I saw that footage. It's really interesting, I guess, as I'm processing the footage, or it occurred to me today when I was watching that. At first, I was like, I'm not going to watch it. I've seen enough. But, you know, today when I was watching, I was really sort of, I don't know if it inspired, but I was sort of struck by how, even though it was like, I think in this, it was like 1, 2, 3, it was like 4 or 5 different people against him. So him versus 4 or 5 people with guns, and or people, we use that term lightly, but 4 or 5 cops with guns. And I felt like there was something like where it was like he wasn't backing down, and he wasn't like, oh my God, I'm scared for my life. Like he was like standing in his self, in his, there was something I can't quite put my finger in it, but it's like, I don't think I've noticed it before, but I noticed it today. And I think it's like sort of a theme, so that was kind of interesting. I don't quite, know how to articulate it, but there was like there was a moment there where I was like, ooh, like I saw like, like when you see somebody's heart or spirit, like I feel like, I think I just saw some of the spirit of Black folks. What? But it just happened so quick. But now I'm going to be watching for it, because I think there was something there. I think there was a message, a massage. Louisiana man takes plea deal to get out of jail after 20 years, but can't bring legal action against the state. I think he was unjustly convicted, but he had to take a plea deal, or I don't know if he had to, but the way that the deal was worked or whatever he negotiated, he took a plea deal, but he can't sue them for having unjustly put him in jail for 20 years. So I don't know if, part of the yeah, I mean, a lot of times when these people are like, I was put in jail for 20 years unjustly, but praise the Lord, I'm free, and I'm just going to go and I forgive everybody, and I'm just going to live my best life. And I'm like, why aren't they mad? Why isn't anybody mad? Maybe the people who are mad, this is what happens to them. They have to take a plea deal. They won't let them out of jail. And then they like, the only way you getting out of jail is if you don't sue us. Maybe that's what happens to the people who are mad. Like, I'm mad as hell and I'm suing the hell out of your ass. And they be like, oh, okay, well, you won't be getting out. Now what I don't know. So I don't know, but maybe that's a new theory for me. Martin Luther King's daughter rubbishes Bannon claim about Trump. I just like the term rubbishes. Like trashes, like, and I guess Bannon is like, Martin Luther King would have been a, I don't know what you said about Kendrick Lamar, but when I saw that footage, it seemed like it was a setup. Like he was trying to like make the point about, the rule is white people can't use this word. Come up on stage, white person, let's sing. And then the white person is like, hey, we're cool. And she uses the word. And he's like, no. Like, I felt like it looked like a setup to me. Like, even though she was repeating lyrics from his song, he still got in her case. Yeah, I didn't care for that. So, like, I feel like it's plenty enough situations out here, I don't feel like you have to manufacture nothing, but, maybe it wasn't manufactured, but I feel like why you bring a white person on stage to sing the lyrics at that part of the song? And then just her whole, what, I'm not cool enough? I was like, ugh, it just make you never want to go to a concert again. Like, who invited her to the concert? Hashi? I ain't never going to know Candace. Who at the concert? I ain't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's 4:30. I gotta go. Am I finished yet? Are we gonna get to the end anytime soon? Let me shut up. It's 4:13. I'm supposed to be on my way. I have a 5 o'clock meeting, people, and I'm not even dressed. I got. FBI seizes domain behind major Russian botnet. Hackation, propagandizing, whatever. We need to kill that word in our own community. I agree 100%. At least in our own personal heads. Turkmen's warned over presidential toilet paper. So this was, I have to just say this. Okay. I have to just say this. The people are checking the people's bathrooms to see if they're using newspaper articles with the president's face on it to wipe their behinds when they go to the restroom. It's like you have to be in a really bad situation to think that someone is going to be deliberately like using your face to wipe their behind. And then you're going to check to see if the people are using your face to wipe their behind. Like, you must be zero or something. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get his face to wipe my behind. But I mean, can you imagine him like checking like, you're deported. You're using my face to wipe your behind. You got to leave the country. That was a really weird article. Ew, what the F? Italy student flies home from Pakistan after forced abortion. She was involved with somebody. She went home. She thought she was going home for she thought she was going home for her brother's wedding. I guess when they got there, they had to they forced her to have an abortion. So she has managed to get out. So Socotra. The Galapagos of the Indian Ocean becomes a disaster zone. Dang, I wanted to talk more about that. Um, Sweden approves new law recognizing sex without consent as rape. So I was kind of confused by that because if it's sex without consent, isn't it rape? I don't understand why we are passing a law. Like, I was like, that might be something I don't understand. I might need to have more conversation about that because that's like saying, I don't know. It just seems like sex without consent. That's rape. How? Yeah, maybe I'm missing. Am I missing? What am I missing? And don't tell me if you married to a woman and you have sex with her that that's not rape. Don't tell me that. I'm not missing that. Um, PS4 exclusive Detroit is a flawed depiction of race in America. I guess this is a game called Detroit. I don't know. I don't know PS4. I don't know. Um, Report finds Android malware pre-installed on hundreds of phones. Well, it was legal. Yeah, I can't. I don't have time. I gotta go. I'm supposed to be ready right now. MH17 missile owned by Russian brigade, investigators say. South Africa's Ramaphosa gives half his pay to Mandela charity. Dresden tries to make World War II bomb safe after fire. May 24th, 1856, John Brown in the Potawatomi Massacre. Was John Brown a white guy? May 24th, 1918, first African-American mayor of Detroit, Coleman A. Young. Oh, I really wanted to talk about Coleman A. Young. I really like Coleman A. Young. Police officers who tasered Sterling Brown disciplined after body cam footage released. What was the discipline? Meanwhile, in Mauritania, climate change has pushed women into leadership roles. Dang, I want to talk about that too. Homeless man targets Burger King in lawsuit over fake bill accusation. So he had a $10 bill. They like, oh, it must be fake because you homeless, and so now he's suing them. Fourth grader says teacher cruelly labeled him with a gruesome short future. The teacher said to the child, fourth grader, this child was 10 years old. He said, if you get shot, or the teacher said, if you get shot by the police and killed, then it's your fault, or something to that effect. This story is coming off of the Griot. That's the explicit things that are said to the children. Just imagine all of the things that are not said, that are done, and the vibrations and the treatment, and like, how can we thrive when our children, I don't, that's very serious. On the way. Oh my God, I gotta go. Dang. It's terrible. I mean, it's good when you have a system, but my system sometimes mess me up because it's like I'm like compulsive. I'm compulsive, and I'm like, I can't stop now. I can't stop now. I can't stop now. Major white supremacists. Oh my God, this Yemen war story. Okay, the Air Force wants up to 1,000 retired pilots and airmen to come back to fix its manpower crisis. They've been talking about the fact that they can't find people to fly these planes for the military. I don't know what's going on. I would think that flying a plane would be like a desirable, like, I know how to fly a plane. I don't know. I'm very curious about that. NTSB preliminary report on Uber crash focuses on emergency braking. National Transit and Safety Bureau. Yemen war wedding party that turned into a bloodbath. They had a little brown child on the picture for the Yemens, and I'm like, Now, we got some Yemenis around here, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. Grand jury says police shooting of Georgian man justified. Victim's mother wants federal investigation. I know. But then my whole system will be jacked up in terms of where I am. LeBron once again showcased his photographic memory. LeBron James has a photographic memory. Another thing that's interesting about him. By recalling all 6 of his turnovers in exact detail. Donald Trump jumps at a chance to cancel summit, beating Kim Jong-un to the punch. I just wanted to give Deadline like the thumbs down of the day, because to me it feels like he broke up with Kim Jong-un after Kim Jong-un already broke up with him. So I don't see how you beat him to the punch. Trump can't. Oh, so Trump NFL kneelers maybe shouldn't be in country. 4th grader says his teacher. So that's where we are. We loop back around. I know I'm going. It's not like a meeting where I'm like a real person. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm a real person, but like it's I'll get there when I get there. Right. I broke up with you first. It's like, no, we already saw it happen yesterday, fool. It's too late. So what are you looking forward to? Oh my gosh. I'm having a challenge with this deck. I think it's a little bit too big for me. I don't really care for a big deck. What's new and good? The next Not News Live. Oh, okay. So as we go out into the world, I surrender to a power greater than me. Is it showing up the right way or the wrong way? It looks twisted. I surrender to a power. It's backwards, but is it usually backwards? Something happened. Something happened. Peace, everybody. Thank you for your patience, for coming back, for being here, for being you, for being fabulous. Today is the best day ever, and you are the greatest. No, it's not usually. So be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace and black love. Bye. Thank you, Sonia.